Okay, today we're going to discuss how a MAME arcade cabinet hooks up, functions, does all of its various things. We'll start today with a background on this machine. Ever since this game came out, I've always wanted an MK3. So after looking on eBay for a couple of years and not finding any really good cabinets that were in decent shape, I just decided to go ahead and break down and build my own from the ground up. So that's the result. Here is about a year's worth of effort of finding parts and pieces and getting the time and energy and effort to get up on the weekends and continue on with the work. But what we'll do is we'll go around to the back. I'll shut the machine down. We'll go around to the back and give you a little tutorial on how everything works, hooks up, and how the functions are performed here. On the front of it, real quick, down here where Mortal Kombat 3 is, the drawer slides out. I built a drawer there for easy access to the keyboard. Just press escape, and my front end is just MAME32. It's not different than actual MAME. MAME uses a DOS. The MAME32 here has a front end, or I should say graphical user interface, that allows you to pick and choose the games. It's a lot more handy for me. Both systems work, but I prefer this one. But I'm running Windows XP here on the computer. It's got a 230 gig hard drive to load and keep all of the CHD files for the various games that need the CHDs. But we'll talk about that later, and we'll go ahead and shut this down. Alright, we'll make the trip to the back here. Now what you got here is, we'll start up here at the top. I got a switch there. The green push button switch is turns on the computer, turns the computer on and off actually, and then I got a little actual wall outlet switch up here that turns the whole machine on and off. You just flip the switch and it shuts everything off. I got some 5 1/4 inch speakers there that are going to power the well, the speakers up top, I guess. And I got the amplifier. There's an amplifier down here. We'll get to that in a second, but it only puts out mids here to these 5 1/4, so I don't got to worry about blowing them up when I turn the sound real up real loud on the game, that is. What we got here is a standard resolution 25-inch arcade monitor. It's a 15 kilohertz monitor that only supports RGB, and there's nothing really special about it. You can get them anywhere from hapcontrols.com or 8liners.com, wellsgardner.com, places like that if you want to spend a little extra money. But just nothing special about the monitor. You got the connection here for your RGB sync and ground wires, connection here for your power, which runs down here to my power supply, power strip if you will. So nothing special about that, and we'll carry on down here. Here on the left side of the machine, I've got my computer. I got sound card and, well, sound card here. This is the guts to a pair of computer speakers that I'm using to output extra power to the amplifier. But you got a sound card, and then back here you got your arcade VGA card. Now the arcade VGA card, I mentioned that this is a standard resolution 15 kilohertz RGB monitor. Most computer video cards output a VGA signal at 33 kilohertz, which is incapable of running an arcade monitor. So what you have to do is, they sell converter boxes that convert the VGA to composite, and you have to end up using a television as your monitor. And that really sacrifices picture quality and just overall feel of the game that you're emulating. Now this arcade VGA card is available at ultimarc.com, ultimarc.com, and what it does is it takes that VGA signal that's coming off the motherboard and converts it to 15 kilohertz RGB, and outputs that 15 kilohertz RGB to the arcade monitor. And not only does it do that, but it also emulates whatever game you play, it emulates the original factory resolution of the game. So every single game looks just like the factory game. You'd never know it was any different, except the look of the machine anyway. But the game itself looks absolutely great. So I'd recommend highly getting one of these arcade VGA cards from Ultimark.com. Now, side note is they only output 1 volt on the video output lines, and it tends to make the screen a little dark. So what Arcade VGA does is they sell a little power supply here that ups the 1 volt to 5 volts and makes the picture a lot more clear and bright and makes it look a lot better. And it's just a standard cable that goes from the output of the Arcade VGA card to this amplifier, and then you got your red, green, blue, sync, and ground, which go up to the monitor like I mentioned earlier. But so that's pretty much how the computer works. My hard drive is located up here underneath my CD-ROM. Then you have a power supply here that receives the 115 volts AC from your power and converts it to 12 volts, which runs the amplifier. The amplifier is currently powering a 10-inch sub here, which we'll look at from around the front when we get to the front. But then you got your power supply here for the computer, and it may not look very nice, but it gets the job done. Gaggle of wires here anyway. But that's how everything's working, and shouldn't be too difficult to figure out if you're trying to power one up or figure one out for yourself. I chose to put one of these power strips in here for convenience, and so I just have to throw one flip of the switch up here and everything turns on. No switches up front. Since I wanted this machine, I built this machine from scratch, I wanted it to look exactly like a factory MK3. Only difference is it's 2 inches taller. Main difference. The main difference is it's 2 inches taller than a factory machine like this MK2 here. Basically because, like I say, since I built it myself, I'm 6'4", so I'm tired of leaning over to play these games, so I built one that's taller so I can just stand straight up and play it. It's a lot better. But that should explain pretty much how everything's working back here. Nothing special. And I'll go ahead and end this part. We'll go around to the front, and we'll continue on with part